apart from listening to hundreds of hours of oral history interview tapes. The researchers pored over reams of documents, scanned reels of microfilm, plowed through volumes of Chinese and Malay newspapers, and sought the help of libraries and government agencies for the required information. One onerous task lay in tracking down the oral history interviewees or their family members to obtain their consent for the release and use of the interviews for the book. The team was also fortunate to gain access to confidential party documents, such as the PAP's analysis of the 1984 general elections, declassified diplomatic records from the National Archives of the United Kingdom, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew's correspondence in the 1950s before he became Prime Minister, and unpublished papers and memoirs belonging to Francis Thomas, Maurice Baker, S.R. Nathan, and others. Singaporeans might ask, why should we know the PAP story? Since 1959, the PAP has won 12 general elections, making it one of the most successful and longest ruling elected parties in the world. The 55-year-old party has ruled Singapore for 50 years. So whether you are for or against the PAP, knowing the history of the party would mean knowing the political development of Singapore and understanding how Singapore has evolved to what it is today. As former leftist leader Fong Swee Suan said, modern Singapore and the PAP are inseparable. Their stories are intertwined. They say that history favors the victors, but in Men in White, the voices of the vanquished are also aired. Many of the leftists and communists who found themselves on the wrong side of history were idealistic young men and women fired up by the Chinese Revolution and the rise of socialism to fight against the colonialists and to champion the plight of the working class and the poor. Their support for the PAP in the early years contributed to the victory of the party in the 1959 elections. In some way, belated as it may be, the book has accorded recognition to their roles and contributions in the political development of Singapore. Thanks to their inputs and insights, Men in White has become a more rounded and balanced account of the Singapore story.